Hey everybody, Uncle Dagger here again, and today I'm bringing you something that I've highly anticipated here for a few weeks. This is the Duke mod by Goss, which I purchased from dbliquids.com. You can get more information about the Goss mod, the Duke, from gossmods.tumblr.com. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at this device and discuss its capabilities. Biggest feature here is it features a 10 amp switch and an OKR-T chip that will allow you to actually hit 50 watts. It does use 18650s in series, and we're going to talk about some safety precautions that you should take with any device, whether it be a mechanical or a regulated mod. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so this is the Duke from Goss, and as you can see here, they are individually serial numbered. This one is serial number 45. This is a Duke 1.4. There's been several revisions. Basically, they're mostly cosmetic and some wiring changes, but this one features a flush potentiometer here for your voltage adjustment, as well as a flush 510 connector. The previous version of the Duke had a raised 510 connector, and Goss changed it. This one looks quite nice with an atomizer on it. One thing you'll notice immediately is that this looks like a DIY mod, because it is, but it's a purpose-driven mod that definitely delivers on its claim of power. You can see here there's small magnets in each corner of this door that helps to hold it in place, and it is very secure on there. It snaps into place nicely. There's a battery holder here. One thing that you'll want to do is ignore these markings, because if you put these cells in both positive side up, it will not function properly. I will talk about the proper orientation in a second here. Moving on, you see there's a heat shrink chip here. That is the actual OKR-T chip that is used for your regulated power. You see several wires here going to the potentiometer, which is actually usable via a fingernail. You can adjust it via your fingernail. This is a horn switch rated at 10 amps. Nice positive click feel to it. Very sturdy switch. And that is pretty much it for the device itself. So let's go ahead and talk about batteries next. And as you can see, this is nice and secure once you snap that into place. So on to batteries. What I have here is a set of MNKE 18650s. And these obviously are my preferred battery for using in a mechanical device. They do have a very high amp limit, and their continuous discharge or amp discharge rating is, I believe, 20 amps. A lot of people don't like using batteries in series, or as they would say, stacked, but there's a lot of myths surrounding that. Well, there's a couple caveats here. You always want to exercise battery safety. So what I'm doing here is I'm using two of the same type of battery. They have not been charged prior to using in this device, and they're both marked. If you look at these little stickers here, it says 1 on both of these. This is a set, okay? And this set is exclusively for use with my Duke mod, for use in series. Now, what you're going to notice is that as you start to use these batteries, if you use your multimeter, you'll notice that one of them, once it's depleted, one cell is more depleted than the other. That means that one is the dominant cell. So basically, what you're going to want to do is rotate those next time you put them in the device so that you can even out the load on the cells. So, orientation. The side closest to the switch, you want your positive down in the battery case. The one furthest away from the switch, positive is going to be up. And that is pretty much it as far as setup you would have to do under the hood. Potentiometer. Use a screwdriver here just so I can make this a little bit more visual. Turning it all the way counterclockwise goes down to the minimum. Not really sure what the minimum wattage supplied or voltage supplied is, but it's pretty low. I've been running it at about there, which, as near as I can tell, is about 35 watts, give or take. And we'll go ahead and take a look at that next. Before we continue, this device is $135.50 from dbliquids.com. Do not over tighten your atomizer on here. This does not have an adjustable post on it. It has a fixed post, but you can potentially over tighten it and cause a short in the connector, which is not something you want to do. Let's go ahead and pull this top cap off and make sure this is firing properly. So as you can see, we have nice vapor production off of this. This is a dual coil Stratus dripper, and it is wrapped at 0.6 right now with some 28 gauge Kanthal around 2 pieces of 2mm silica. So let's go ahead and bring the camera up top and give it a vape. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about impressions of the Duke. The first thing you'll notice is that when you turn this thing up, you know, I'm used to running my DNA box on 20 watts, and it's great vape. It's very satisfying. But one thing that I noticed immediately is when I crank my Duke up to 35, 36, you know, close to 40 watts, it's really, really intense. And once you go past that maybe 38 watt point, it's almost unpleasant, at least with this 0.6 ohm, because it's so warm and so dense. As you can see, even from a short draw here with it set at 38 watts, it's pretty impressive. Now, turning it up all the way to 50 or 6 volts, I believe, will be the equivalent. Go ahead and drip a little bit more juice in here. I want to make sure I've got juice on my atomizer. And I'm going to turn this as far clockwise as I can, which that is it there. Very, very short draw because it's extremely hot. And not altogether pleasant, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this back down now here to about where I've been using it. Now, one thing this thing is screaming for is some sort of a readout. And he does do custom Dukes with a digital display. They are not $135, they're a little bit more expensive. But for $135, it's a decent device. It's definitely capable. I'm trying to think if there's anything I'd change. There are no protection circuits per se, so what you see is what you get here. You are going to have to monitor your battery's voltage because there is no under voltage protection. What I've found myself doing is rotating these cells halfway through use. So I take the left one, rotate it 180 degrees, and drop it in the right side. Take the right one, rotate it, and dropped it into the left side. And I've been running it that way. And that helps my batteries to discharge evenly. Other than that, I like it. For $135, it's definitely a very powerful device. It does come with a few caveats. I would consider this an advanced user device. Not because it's difficult to use, it's not, it's simple, but because you do have to monitor your batteries carefully when you're using it. And always use IMRs. So that was it. That's my review of the Duke mod from Goss. If you want more information on the mod itself, batches go up pretty frequently at dbliquids.com, or you can check out Goss's page either via Tumblr at gossmods.tumblr.com or via Reddit. I know he posts a lot on Reddit. Thanks for watching.